Have you ever been out on a date and thought, I really want to have sex with this person, but I know that it's too soon and I shouldn't? Well, today we want to talk about the consequences of having sex too soon when you're dating someone.
Hey family, I'm Jomo.
I'm Charmaine.
And we're back again. This topic is a great one.
Yes.
Today we're talking about the consequences of having sex before you're ready. Now this pertains to your virginity, or you've been celibate for a season and you've been holding yourself for the right one, and in the midst of time you go on a date, you're in a relationship, and you feel as if you are ready or you want to have sex, but you don't have the prerequisite things in place, i.e. marriage.
Right.
So today we're going to be dealing with 8 things that can be detrimental to you if you have sex before you're ready.
It's always a difficult decision, especially as a woman, to engage in sexual intercourse with someone for the first time. It's very emotional. It can be very it can make things difficult. So let's talk about the consequences of having sex before you're ready. Too soon.
Yeah.
Go on. Number one.
It blinds you from real issues. I had some
Yeah.
friends of mine that I love, but I ain't calling no names. And in the midst of us talking, I said, bro, I will slow down because it seems as if you're having sex with her. He said, what you talking about, man? I said, well, I drove by your house a couple nights and I keep seeing her car there at night. And I know when a person's at a home late at night and they should not be there, the likelihood of people getting naked is high. So I said, bro, you don't see the issues. I said, be careful, because if you allow yourself to get engaged in sexual intercourse with a person before you really know them, you might be blinded to the issue, because what happens, you get in you become
You start
infatuated.
making decisions based off of wanting to have sex with them versus
That's the
logical
point.
decisions based off of trying to get to know them.
Yeah.
And then if you see some red flags that you should not ignore,
Yeah.
sometimes we tend to ignore them a little bit more if we're engaging in sexual intercourse, because we want to have sex more. So we're not going to, rock the boat. We're not going to bring up that issue that you really need to address
Because you're horny.
you want to have sex.
Yes.
So it can tend to sway your judgment as it pertains to dealing with issues and really getting to know the person on a deeper level.
Another way to say it is, once emotion sets in, logic leaves. So when you get emotion attached to a person, you stop making logical decisions because you have become sex driven.
Number 2, it sends the wrong message. The last thing you want to do is to make someone think that you're hypersexual when you're not.
You're easy.
Or that you're promiscuous. I was gonna say
Now,
that, so.
if you're married, you should be easy. Let me help you. If you're married, you should be easy. Some of you get married and become hard. I don't understand that. It should be easy if you're married. Now, we're not talking about that right now, but my point to you is, we have to be mindful of the impression we're setting. I know for me, what I thought, if a woman gave it up easily, I thought to myself, now this is just a man's perspective. If she could give it up this easy to me, she'd probably give it up to everybody that easy. So guess what happens? Now I have the wrong perception of her. Now, I'm not saying men are bad or good. What I'm saying is when a person gives it up too easy, it makes you feel like anybody.
It seems like it's very one-sided with this topic.
Agreed.
Because women are judged more harshly when it comes to being promiscuous than men are.
Absolutely.
But even with men, if you tend to have sex with someone on the first date, even a woman would say, okay, he's probably had a lot of sexual partners, because you can assume both ways. It can be both sides, but it does send the wrong message, and I think it starts the relationship off in the wrong direction.
Here's the difference for me. in reference to male or female, a woman has to give herself. Now, I'm not talking about rape, but for the most part, a woman has to open herself up to a man.
Right.
So it's to me, it's a deeper thing.
It's symbolic of something
correct.
more.
It's a deeper thing for a woman to allow a man to have sex with her, in my opinion.
I think, too, society has really played down the importance of sex and the emotional connection and the connection you have with a person when you're having sex with them or when you decide to have sex with someone. Through movies, commercials, I mean, everything is sex now. You know, you have a gum commercial and they're, you know, like making it look sexual. So, you know, I think we need to get back to grassroots in a lot of ways because sex is supposed to be something special.
Absolutely.
And yeah, when you give it up too soon, it makes it not as special.
Correct. Number three. You might not enjoy it.
It might suck.
Now, see, this is a problem.
This is a problem. And I think part of the reason why it's a problem is because you didn't allow to get that emotional connection with the person.
Okay.
So you don't have that emotional connection, so you may not be flowing as well in bed as you would if you knew them better. And
or you built up an emotional connection
right
prior to having sex, and then it's more meaningful.
Right.
Genesis 4 says that Adam knew his wife. Adam knew. Think about this. Sometimes they knew you before they know you. Knew, biblically meaning that they had sex or intercourse.
Right.
He knew her.
Right.
But so many people in today's world knew you without knowing you.
Oh, that's good.
Meaning we have not built up an understanding of who you are, what you've done, your life, your history, your family. So what happens when you have sex with someone, it's not just a physical connection, it's a spiritual connection.
Right.
So now you are spiritually connected to this person, and if you don't know their history, you don't know the spirits they got, you don't know the generational curses they got, you don't know their background, you don't know a lot of things about them, so you have to be very careful who you hook up with, because it's bigger than just an act. It's a covenant.
Right.
Meaning, biblically stating, when you knew a person, when you had sex with a person, in God's eyes, that was your marriage night. Now, I know we don't want to go down this road. Oh, Lord Jesus.
How many people are you married to?
To God be the glory. So,
some people are just having fun and they're not really thinking about
the consequences. They
don't
understand the consequences.
Having sex too soon.
Totally. And I know for me, I had no understanding of the spiritual covenant and connections of sex.
And don't you think that's equal to your age? Like when you start having sex, of course you're not going to think of it in a mature way because you're too young, so you really had sex too soon.
Yeah, it's all flesh.
Right.
It's all flesh.
Number 4, you wind up thinking sex equals feelings.
Oh boy.
And you see this a lot, especially on TV with women, but it's so true. A lot of women have sex and they think now that you've had sex with a person, they really love you or they really care about you or he must really like me or think highly of me because he had sex with me.
Lord have mercy.
And sometimes for the male, it's just sex. It's nothing else.
For a woman, they're looking for relationship. For a man, he's looking for a release. I'm gonna say it again. A woman too could be looking for just a release, but too many times men are just looking for a release valve. Listen, I can't see straight right now. And they're looking for release valve, and a woman's looking for relationship. So you have to be mindful that this man may not be with you for relationship. He may be with you for release. So many times I see people like, I can't believe they had sex with her, or I can't believe I had sex with him. Well, if you catch a person the right time, they may just be looking for a release and not a relationship.
That's so good. Number 5, you may feel emotionally damaged. So after you've had sex with a person and it doesn't work out the way you thought it would, then you're emotionally damaged, and then everybody else you date after that pays for this one really bad experience that you had with this person because you thought there was an emotional connection, and then after you had sex with them, you found out it really wasn't, and they didn't treat you like you expected. Your expectation was not met. So
sex is not the answer to
going deeper in a relationship.
Correct. It's not going to answer your relational issues.
Right.
It's an act. After you have sex, you still have the same issue. You may feel better. You may feel worse.
Right.
But the issue has not changed. Number six. It makes communication more difficult.
Yeah.
Because see, before you could just talk straight, deal with the issue. Now I'm thinking, okay, if I say this to her right now, she's gonna get mad, and then she's probably gonna go home, or she's probably not gonna want to have sex with me. So you know what? I'm not gonna talk about this. Or
because I don't want to rock the boat.
Correct. Or we might use sex as the solution to make her feel better or make him feel better. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna get naked and shut him up. Cause see, right now, I don't agree with nothing he's saying. But you know, I know how to fix this. I'm gonna give him some of this good stuff.
And he's gonna forget
and he's
about
gonna forget all about it. Listen, sometimes that works.
Right.
Let me think. Sometimes that works.
In marriage, that's a great thing. No,
but we have to be mindful that sex will not help your communication problems.
Right.
It is a form of communication, but it will not solve the communication breakdown you have. And so many times I've seen this where women will use sex to try to get you to forget stuff. I mean, I know some people who tried that before.
And it works sometimes.
That's the word.
In marriage.
Sometimes.
I think in marriage, if we're just going to parenthetically digress for just a second, in marriage, when you have sex, to kind of not necessarily solve a problem, but for me, it's a gauge on how important the problem really was. If the problem really wasn't that important, after you have sex, it's going to be squashed, right? You're not even going to think about it anymore.
Squashed.
But
I like that.
The problem will be gone. But if you're still feeling some kind of way, having feelings about it, and it's messing up the vibe in the house, then you need to address it.
Correct.
And I think sex can cause issues in marriage. Not having enough sex can cause issues in marriage, but I really don't think it's bad to have sex when you're not vibing in one area, because I really think we should
continue.
Yeah, I think you know, if one area in your marriage is not doing well, don't let every area in your marriage be affected because of that one area.
Yeah, because most people try to go, not most, but some people try to go on strike sex-wise.
Sexually, and sometimes communication.
Yeah.
They stop talking in the house.
Yeah,
as a punishment. Oh, I'm going to punish you, so I'm not going to talk to you.
I'm going to give you the silent treatment.
I'm not going to have sex with you.
What adult gets silent? I don't understand how adults do silent treatment, but they do.
Yeah.
They
do.
do.
Sorry about that, folks. Number 7.
You risk issues when you decide not to do it again.
Right.
See what happens? So we had sex on the first date, right? I feel convicted. I feel shame.
Right.
I go to the pastor. I pray.
About it.
You know what? I'm gonna date you, but I'm not gonna have sex with you. Well, guess what? The person will say, well, okay, what's wrong?
We already had sex.
Listen, we already had sex.
Already did this.
I don't have the milk. I had the milk and the cow and the ice cream and the cheese.
Liked it.
And I liked it. And I want more of it.
I want more.
So now you set a precedent you can't keep.
And you make it more difficult in the relationship, because now you're going to struggle with this sexual tension that wasn't there before.
Correct.
Because you had sex too soon.
And if it was really good, you're
going to be challenged, and you're probably going to fall a couple of times.
Correct. Fall. I've fallen and I can't get up. Yes, absolutely. You're going to fall. And lastly, and this is probably one of the biggest issues, STDs and babies.
Pregnancy.
STDs and babies.
And these are lifelong consequences.
Lifelong.
Because a lot of people say, oh, it's 18-year sentence with a child. No, your child is your child until you go home to be with the Lord.
Yes, Lord.
So you're going to be seeing this person at weddings, at special occasions, when you have your first grandchild. Once you have a child with someone, there is a connection that you have with them for life.
Correct.
So you want to make sure that you take it serious when you decide to have sex and be intimate with someone, and STDs.
Is this person capable of being a father?
Oh, wow.
Is this woman capable
Of being a mother.
Being a mother?
A good mother.
I know she fine, and I know you want to have sex with her, but is this person, if the worst case scenario happens,
right,
and she's pregnant, is she mother material?
right.
Do I want to walk with this person outside of the bedroom?
Right.
Because see, sometimes you have sex with people, but you don't want to be seen in public with them.
That's terrible.
Can this person go to the boardroom with me? Can this
Right.
person go to the job with me? Can this person go to my family reunion and not embarrass me?
And then if you get an STD with someone that you really don't know well,
Lord
but you had
Jesus.
sex with them too soon, and it's an STD that you cannot get rid of, you have it for life, you have flare-ups, you have issues. Now, every relationship you go into after this person, you have to disclose that you have this STD, that you have this issue, and then it makes the other person have to decide whether they even want to deal with that, whether
Yes,
they want
Lord.
to be with you. Can you even have children anymore because, you know, your children could wind up being blind or
Jesus.
whatever because you know you maybe can't have vaginal births, but it's a lot of things to think about, consequences. And I mean, you can still get an STD even with a condom on. Did you know that?
I don't know nothing about condoms. I've been going condom free for 20-something years now.
Yes,
To God be the glory.
I'm just saying, if you think about that, it makes a person really want to think twice about having sex too soon, because this
Lord
is you doing
Jesus.
more than just.
It's
having
real out
sex.
there. It's
Yeah.
real out there. Well, as
It was a
always,
good topic.
as always, we love sharing with you. Remember this: love, laugh,